You think the hardest part is signing the papers, but no one tells you about the silence that comes after. The first night after my ex-husband moved out, I couldn't sleep. Not because I missed him. Truthfully, our marriage had ended long before the paperwork, but because the silence was deafening. There were no footsteps in the hall, no quiet sighs beside me, no gentle hum of another presence. Just me, and the ache of a new reality. I stared at the ceiling for hours, trying to find comfort in solitude. Instead, I found anxiety. I wondered what the kids were thinking in their rooms. I wondered if I had made a mistake. The bed felt too big, the house too quiet. I felt like a guest in my own life. In the beginning, people checked in. Friends brought over wine and comfort food. My sister called every day. The neighbours gave those "I'm so sorry" looks when they saw me. But time passed, and the world moved on. The calls stopped, the visits faded. Everyone returned to their normal lives, but mine would never be the same. I started eating dinner standing up at the kitchen counter because sitting at the dining table felt too empty. I stopped watching our favourite shows because they reminded me of him. And I stopped talking about the divorce because I could see the fatigue on people's faces. So I started saying, "I'm fine," even when I wasn't. What surprised me most was the loneliness I felt even when surrounded by people. I'd go to work, attend meetings, have coffee with colleagues, but I felt invisible, like I had become a shadow version of myself. There was no one to text when something funny happened at work. No one to debrief with at the end of the day. No one who really knew the version of me I used to be. I realized I wasn't just grieving a person, I was grieving a witness. Someone who had seen me through all those years, and without him I felt unanchored. I tried everything to fill the void. Podcasts, long walks, cooking for one. I even left the TV on at night just to simulate human presence. Sometimes I'd cry in the shower so the kids wouldn't hear. Other times I'd just sit in the car after dropping them at school, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white, asking myself, what now? But slowly, ever so slowly, the silence stopped feeling like punishment. It began to feel like possibility. One Sunday, I made coffee just for myself and sat on the porch. I didn't check my phone, I didn't rush. I watched the sky change colour. And for the first time in a long time, I felt okay. I realised I had been afraid of being alone because I thought it meant being unloved. But solitude isn't loneliness, it's space. It's breathing room. Eventually, I started journaling. I adopted a rescue dog. I bought fresh flowers just because I liked them. I wasn't waiting for someone to come back anymore. Loneliness after divorce is real. It sneaks in after the legal stuff is over, when no one is watching. But it doesn't last forever. You start finding yourself again in the quiet. Not the version you were in the marriage, but the version that was buried beneath compromise and caretaking. And in that rediscovery, there's a strange kind of peace. Not immediate, not easy, but real. So if you're in that silence now, if the house feels too quiet and the bed too big, just know, you're not alone in that loneliness, and it won't last forever.
And let the natural rhythm sustain if you cannot provide texture.